As the attorney representing Adrian's trust, I'm required to read a prepared statement.
Hello. I just got back from seeing The Invisible Man in cinemas. It's directed by Leigh Whannell of sort of franchise fame. Stars Elisabeth Moss, and I think it's a thoroughly enjoyable film. It takes a while to get started per se, and to build itself up, it needs it starts off quite slow, and then it drags a bit in the middle. But as it gets through to the third act, and even halfway through the film, I think it picks itself quite quickly, and moves on quite quickly with proper good plot points. And I just believe that it is quite a very suspenseful film and very high. It's not a horror film per se. It's more of a drama hidden in the layer of a horror film. I think some elements that make the film better than it should be. Well, not better. It should be sort of some of the standout elements of the film are obviously the score, as you can hear behind me, by Benjamin Whalefish, who's great at composing scores for horror films. And I think his score uses a lot of. I was talking to my mum in the car on the way back about this. The score uses, and even in the cinema on the way out, that the score uses a lot of how can I say, a lot of sort of nail-biting, sort of unsettling and unsettling and unnerving, sort of unnatural sounds that are designed to make you just feel unsettled and stuff. That are much like Psycho, a classic horror film with the sort of the nail-biting, sort of the loud violin sort of stuff, is most supposed to make you feel unsettled and more relaxed per se. And I feel like this makes the film really touches the core, because when you're in the cinema, the music is loud and bombastic, and it makes the film. I think the sound editing is also and sound design are also phenomenal in this film. The use of the complete cut of the audio and being silent, and it builds itself up. Sometimes it does end up being a jump scare or a fairly decent scare, but sometimes it builds itself up on purpose for nothing. Makes you then feel like, oh, nothing happened, so it's relax. And then out of nowhere, it just gives you a scare, which not a scare, but more sort of a, what's the word, just jump. I think Elisabeth Moss's performance as I actually can't remember her name now. That's really bad. But her performance is probably one of the better parts of the film. And I also think the actor portraying Adrian, when we finally see his face at the end of the film, and we actually hear him speak, because that's one of the things I have through most of the film. Like, he's there and he does stuff, but he keeps his mouth shut, and I feel like that's sort of like a no. But I think another one of the better parts of the film is the makeup, and sort of like the way they use the makeup to make Elisabeth Moss specifically look completely mentally, a bit more like insane, driven insane, going crazy sort of stuff. The makeup is pretty good for the film. I think the direction by Mr. Leigh Whannell himself, who is obviously of Saw fame, he wrote the first Saw film, starred in the first Saw one, wrote the second film. I think his directing is very good, and I think some of the shots are very good. It's not really a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but I think one of my favourite shots in the film is a shot where Elisabeth Moss' character, she's making breakfast with the pan, she's frying it, you see her cut it, put some in, and then she's called to go and help someone else. And she goes away, but the shot doesn't follow her, it just stays in this one position. And it's not like you're not focused on the pan, like it sort of is an open shot and the pan's there. And then you can slowly just see like the fire sort of you can slowly see the Dyer will get turned up, the heat and the ring around the stove start to heat up, and then you can hear the sizzling of the pan. Again, more sound design and sound editing. You can hear the pan sizzle up and stuff, and then smoke stuff comes up, and then it sets itself on fire, and then it's just like this interesting dilemma of the shot sticking in that one place, but showing us something else that's not looking like it's not keenly in focus of what you're supposed to be looking at, but it's there at the side sort of thing. So I think there's a couple of those kind of shots in the movie that are very good, and I do think that I have to give praise to some of the actors, because there's obviously the scene in the asylum where there's some shots in the trailer, so it's not really spoilers, but some of the guards in the asylum have to wrestle almost with themselves and stuff, and as it's obviously being an invisible man, so they have to sort of this is trying to have to essentially wrestle with themselves and stuff, and tend to fall on the floor when I was pushing myself. So I have to give some of the actors and actresses some slack for actually being able to do that pretty well. Elisabeth Moss, in the quite few maxes she has to do it in, she does it pretty well, and I think so do the other actors with the guards. And it is, and I know this because my mother was doing it there, but it is also laughable at times because there's a lot of points where
he's watched your every move.
It's quite funny when you're laughing at the fact that this person has been strangled by himself. So it can be quite funny, but it's not like it's not intentionally funny. Sort of like as in this, their intention was not to make it funny; it was to make it more sort of dynamically
There you are.
intriguing, sort of more.
Invisible man.
It was meant to be serious, but it obviously comes off as quite not so serious at points in time. But I think
Figured out a way to be invisible.
I think the overall plot and sort of the use of the twist in the film as well are also quite good. I'm not going to go into details because that's spoiler, but I just think overall the film is solid. It's solid. It's should we say? I want to be generous here. I enjoyed. I think that the third act really pushes the film up. I was going to give it a 7, but I'm giving it an 8 because I think that the end of the film act and then the score push this film up to giving an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I would recommend going to see The Invisible Man in cinemas everywhere right now. And yeah, this is just an experiment to see how it works with the voice things here. But no, I think the film is, again, another thing I'd like to point out just before I cut this off is that when I obviously it's been a week, pretty much. If I'm right and checking, hang on. It's pretty much been a week or so since the film actually debuted in most countries across the world. So I wasn't skeptical per se to go and see it, but I was more what's the word? I wasn't sort of like, I didn't have any sort of like, oh, I really want to see this film. Like I wanted to see it, but like I didn't really want to go and see it. Like if it wasn't for my mum telling me like what's that for, or is it time for that additional film, then I wouldn't have actually gone to see it. Probably. I mean, I just felt like the trailers were not. They don't want the worst thing in the world, but they didn't. Like they did what they were supposed to do, but it just didn't really catch my eye as much as other trailers. I didn't think the trailers were pretty well done, but I think the main reason why I actually ended up going to see the film was because I'm a huge fan of Leigh Whannell and his work, his stuff with Saw and James Wan, with Upgrade and this film, and you know, I'm just a huge fan of his work. So I think that's what really pushed me to go and see the film, that he had written and directed it. If it was someone else, then I really wouldn't like. Much like Blumhouse's Fantasy Island, another film recently that I wouldn't see soon. It has these few little factors that drag me in, like Leigh Whannell with this film, or for most of Fantasy Island, it's Michael Pena, who looks amazing as the character. But that's another film, okay? Yeah, I just feel like this film is worth going to see, and I know the cinema I was at was actually fairly busy for what I wasn't expecting this film to have as many people there as it was per se. But I feel like it was warranted because the film deserves a lot of more sort of attention, and opposed to the other films coming out at this time, it's not getting as much attention as I hoped it would. So I would suggest just support Mr. Whannell with his, you know, creative endeavours, because this is his second film directing, so I really want to see him do some more stuff with more horror style stuff. I would love to see him branch out. But yeah, I really think this film is overall, it presents itself as a drama, as a sort of a story of, well, not a story, but like it presents itself as this case of someone who, much like some people in the world, are obviously like
What I'm experiencing.
portrayed as going well. In the film, she's obviously seen by everyone else around her as being insane and being, you know, completely just mentally insane. But to us, the viewer of the film, because we actually see, you know, we see these things with the footprint of Adrian. We see, you know, the suit was in the film. I mean, we do see some things. We, as the audience, know that she is in fact right and that she is being hunted by this person, but no one else is going to believe her, because it's not like, because he's done all these things to make it look like she's just crazy and she's done something like but like he did several things to her and her co-workers and her family and stuff, and that made it like she just is going insane, and that she's just doing these really sick things, and then she's begging them to say, like, I didn't do it, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do this. But it looks like she's done it because that's what it sets itself up as that kind of film, and I really think that is a good way to go with setting up a film like that. I feel like they did a really good job with this, and I really do think that Blumhouse is more recently for me coming up as someone who not someone, more like a, it's not really a studio per se, it's more of like a production house that I would be, you know, I'm looking for. I do like their stuff. Blumhouse are people who if I see the Blumhouse name attached to a film, then I know that quality is going to be there in some way, shape or form. I mean, they did Ma last year, which wasn't the best film. I enjoyed it. They obviously did this film. They've got The Invisible Man, they've got Fantasy Island coming out soon. They've got The Hunt. They've got, you know, lots of different things that I feel like is really helping them stand out as the number one premier horror house in the world. And I think that, you know, I just feel like this film is what the world needed right now at this point in time. Just a one-off story. Unlike most films in Hollywood today, it's not a film that's gonna. Although the Universal did try, there are rumours that this is supposed to link to the Dark Universe, but I don't believe those. I feel like that it's more just supposed to be Universal realised to do the DC route of doing just these standalone films that are just work on their own as portraying a single story, and then in future films with characters in the same universe per se, they would sort of drop hints, sort of just say things like, "Oh, I know that guy." Like in, I don't know. Like in Birds of Prey, there's a scene where you see there's a poster of Captain Boomerang on the wall, and as Harley Quinn leaves the police station, she sees the poster and she says, "Oh, I know that guy." That sort of stuff. That sort of stuff is what I feel like they're going to go with him. I mean, it hasn't per se been shown in this film, but there are several parts in the film that reference the original Invisible Man from the 1930s. I'm not going to go into it, but it's, you know, one of the hospital scenes. There's someone coming out, and yeah. I just hope that Universal realises that the Dark Universe was not the right way to go. Making single standalone films from, you know, creative geniuses such as Mr. Leigh Whannell, who I just absolutely adore all of his work. I just feel like this was just like one of my more, and like it's not the best film I've seen this year. It starts off slow. The first act is just really quite slow and stuff, and I just feel like as it goes on, it picks itself up quite quickly. But that start, it really sort of just like brings it down a bit. Like, just you know, come on, give me something to work with. This is slow. This is boring. I have a very short attention span, so maybe that's just me because I can't sense a sort of like it really started falling at the beginning, like genuinely slow crawl pace. So it is one of those things, but I can't keep my concentration. If it's falling that slowly, I get bored and start fidgeting my fingers and tapping my feet and stuff like that. I just think
he's followed your every step.
It sort of needed to start. All films need to start off well,
Than you think.
and I feel like this film failed with that. But it picked its feet up towards the end of the film
Can hurt you.
because obviously the second and third act are pretty good. I want to put the very word
Invisible
on.
Man.
I think the beginning, the intro, where they portrayed the credits in this film is most unusual actually. Most of the films have it with the scene going on and then the credits pop up in different sections, but this film sort of went with an unusual. I don't know if it's a spoiler per se, but I'm going to say it because I think it's weird. Instead of it being like that, like with the scene playing and the credits in different places, this film tries to go with they were in the sea, and then just water crashes against the rocks, and every time water crashes against the rocks, a new piece of text said Blumhouse production, a film by Leigh Whannell. That sort of stuff comes up every time the water hits the rock. So I think that was quite creatively done, and I like the ending as well. The ending actually reminded me of another one of my favourite films, Parasite, because I don't want to spoil it, but you know, Stairs. Someone say Stairs. Have you seen the film? You know what I mean. Have you seen Parasite and you've seen this film? Stairs. That's all I'm going to say. Stairs. And I think the ending is also. It gives you a sense of like the ending is actually quite sort of. It leaves you wondering, was this? Was this person actually? Because there's a twist towards the end of the film that makes you think. My mum spoiled it out before I did, but that makes you think that was this one innocent or was it actually this person? When that happened, was it actually like meant to happen that way? Like, I don't want to. This sounds really stupid, but when you see the film, you understand what I'm trying to say. There, was this character innocent or was this character actually guilty? Because for most of the film he's portrayed as being the bad person, but then this is one bit at the end of the film that makes you feel like he's being sympathetic. But is that then again? Is that him sort of using his skills to mess with people? You know, or is he being genuinely sincere? Was it actually his brother and not him, sort of thing? You know, like and like, you know, that sort of thing. I think it works well, and I did enjoy the film. And I think one of the better parts is that it is very well written, because Mr. Whannell is a very good writer and can write things very well, as shown by the first two saw them. So I think the writing is ingenious, and I just think, you know, overall this is a pretty solid film, you know. And so yeah, that's me. Billy Ross, lover of films. Signing off. Hopefully I'm do more of these, maybe not just for films in the cinema, maybe just for films I've got on the shelf and stuff like. You know, it's something to give a go, I suppose. So yeah. Thank you all, and goodbye.